All right, hello. My name is David Bailey. I run the Push Aside website, which is still trying to figure out exactly what subject it would like to discuss. I want you to consider this as a very, very short video manifesto. I'm very concerned with the state of poetry as it is today, especially the loss of what I like to call the performance aspect of poetry. People seem to treat poetry as something that's tucked away, something hidden, something kept personally, and there's a dimension of poetry that could allow it to translate into a more modern, techie world where you actually read work out loud. And what makes this, what helps to convey meaning here is not only the way an author or poet interprets the reading aloud of their particular poem, but also the way different authors and different readers could interpret it. This allows for a bit of customization. It allows for us to have a bit more interactivity in what we write. And I think it would allow us to have a more technological, visual, and, well, it would just make poetry something that could survive in the cyber world. And I don't know about you, but that's something I would like to see live on. So without further ado, what I'm going to read is one of my favorite pieces, or at least a part of one of my favorite pieces. This is T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland. And no, I'm not going to read the whole thing because I think at this point shoving this entire poem down the throat of a population that's not exactly ready for it wouldn't be wouldn't really work very well. But what I'm actually going to read is a part of the first section, the burial of the dead. This is the second stanza, and as I read aloud, I also want you to consider this. Part of what gave me this idea were the recordings of Dylan Thomas, and Thomas wrote a variety of very, very good poems. I've studied Thomas. I wrote my graduate thesis on him, and his reading aloud of "And death shall have no dominion" has a fiery, old-time sermon approach to it. And I was very influenced by that. So as you're listening to this, you'll probably see some of that come out. So keep that in mind, and think how else someone could approach this. Without further ado, here is T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland, The Burial of the Dead, second stanza. What are the roots that clutch? What branches grow out of this stony rubbish? Son of man, you cannot say or guess, for you know only a heap of broken images where the sun beats and the dead tree gives no shelter, the cricket no relief, and the dry stone no sound of water. Only there is shadow under this red rock. Come in under the shadow of this red rock, and I will show you something different from either your shadow at morning striding behind you or your shadow at evening rising to meet you. I will show you fear in a handful of dust. Thank you. Now, if you would like to reply with some of your own readings of your work or your favorite poet's work, I'd be happy to post those. I'd be happy to circulate those as best as I can. I'd like to see this come back. I'd like to see people engage with this. And if you're interested, anything that you put towards it will only make it better. So thank you very much. That's all for now. And